Alright, let's store some everyday stuff that we use in Davinci in the Power Grade tab. A lot of times I just like to drop an S-curve into the tree or drop a vignette into the tree, and this is kind of how I make those things as tools I can just keep in the box. I'm going to go down to curves and make a basic S-curve, and what's awesome about Davinci is that you can dial the intensity of that S-curve back and forth, you know. Let's leave it up at full because this is just something that we're making. So I hit Option Command G, and now that color corrector node that I just made with the S-curve just dropped itself in this Power Grade tab because I had it open. If I was in the stills, which just means kind of the looks that you want to store for your current project, it would land here, but I had the Power Grade tab open, and I just think of Power Grade as my toolbox. Like, I don't want to keep looks in there necessarily, but just like basic operations like S-curves, vignettes, you know, blonde hair fixes, sky fixes, desaturate red fixes, etc. Like stuff that you use every day. So instead of messing with the curves, I already have one. Let's just drop it in there. Sweet. Let's delete that. Okay, so now let's make a vignette power grade. So let's delete everything, Shift S, we just started over, and I'm going to go to the window. So let's go circular on. Let's make the size bigger, the aspect a little bit smaller. Let's make the soft bigger, and let's click this outside box. And you can do this a couple different ways. Like, you can do the gain down with this wheel, undo, or you can do this, which I like doing better. So I just drag that down, and so that makes a really nice vignette that doesn't, you know, affect the gain. It just like affects the curve. That's kind of just a personal way of doing it. You can do anything like lift, gain, however you want to darken it. So Option Command G is going to drop it right here. Command G. There you go. So we need to rename that to change label to vignette. Awesome. So now, like, if I go to a different shot that I have here, instead of doing the S-curve and doing the vignette and stuff, I can just literally drop it in there, and then in there, and then, you know, I can go back to the primary grade, and we can change the gain, bring that back down, lift. Anyways, that's how you make these tools that you can just drop it in there. So let's make one more for the sky. Let's delete that, start over. Let's make another tool called Sky Blue. And then, yeah, just quickly do that. Qualifier, eyedropper, let's select the sky. I just clicked and dragged that entire sky. I missed some things, so let's plus that stuff, plus that stuff. Cool. Let's just take the width. Oop. Bring up the low. Okay, never mind. So, unhighlight that. I love that tool. So then, with the sky selected, I'm just going to make it slightly bluer. And color grading is all about subtlety, and then you can add, you know, crazy stuff later. So this is going to be Option Command G. That's going to be a blue sky. So change label. Awesome. So now I bet I could probably just go to this shot here, and you know, like, if I was to drag this onto the end of everything, I wouldn't really get a good result because it was like after the vignette. And I wouldn't even get a good selection or a good result if I dropped it here, because it would be affected by my primary color grade. So I really need to make it before that. So a good way to do that is Shift P. And that looks super intimidating when you do Shift P, but check it out. If I drag this blue sky, something that has to do with the selection, into there, now it's it's not affected by all that stuff. So let's just do that one more time. You don't want to do Shift P with this selected. select the first one, Shift P, and then drag the blue sky into my parallel node, and look at that sky. It's awesome. So yeah, that's just a, you know, whatever you want to do on a regular basis, you want to just keep in your power grade tab. So now I've got S-curve, vignette, blue sky, and all those things are just ready for me to just, you know, drag and drop. So on top of everything, you know, whatever you want to do, it's all there for you.